Ang tanong is, sino yung employer nung mga gwardiya? Is it the establishment kung saan kayo nag-duty or sa inyong mga security agencies? Yan po yung sasagutin natin dito sa ating video. Pero bagong lahat, kung hindi pa po kayo nagsusubscribe sa aking YouTube channel, huwag niyo pong kalimutang i-click ang subscribe button and hit the notification bell para lagi po kayong updated sa ating mga bagong video at update. So pag-uusapan natin ngayon ang employee relationship ng sasagutin natin yung tanong ng isang guard kung sino ang employer nito. So iikot lang naman tayo yan sa isang kaso, which is already decided and settled by the High Court. The Supreme Court promulgated a decision in the case of Romeo Alba versus Condrado Espinosa, promulgated on August 9, 2017, GR number 227734. Dito sa kaso na to, si Romeo Alba own and manage construction services. Nag-employ siya, nag-pool siya ng mga construction worker para magtrabaho sa mga projects niya sa Manila, subdivisions and villages in Manila. Ngayon, nung gustong kunin ng mga empleyado niya ang kanilang 13-month pay and service incentive, service incentive leave, nag-alboruto tong si Romeo Alba that resulted to the dismissals of these employees. Consequently, these employees filed a illegal dismissal complaint sa labor arbiter and it reached the Supreme Court. Ang sabi ng Supreme Court, magbayad si Romeo Alba sa mga dismissed employees because they are considered employees ni Romeo Alba. Notwithstanding sa defense ni Romeo Alba na hindi sila mga empleyado, mga contract lang daw na kinukuha para gawin yung mga project ni Romeo Alba. Pero ang sabi ng Supreme Court, they are hired continuously and nare-renew yung mga kontrata ng mga construction worker, and it took a long time na nasa ganun silang trabaho under the supervision and control of Romeo Alba. So, pag-uusapan natin dito is yung fourfold test. Basic is the rule na in order to determine the employer and employee relationship is as discussed also in the case of Romeo Alba versus Condrado Espinosa, na there are 4 tests to determine the existence of employer-employee relationship, to which it is the selection and engagement of the employee. So si Romeo Alba, pumili siya ng ipupul niya as an employee to do the job of his construction services. The payment of wages, dito si Alba din ang nagbibigay ng mga sweldo ng mga construction worker. The power of dismissal, as Alba did nung claim ng mga construction worker yung kanilang 13-month pay at mga service incentive leave, dinismiss niya without just or valid cause ang mga construction worker. And of course, the very important and controlling test is the employer's power to control the employee on the means and methods by which the work is accomplished. So, these are the tests to determine the existence of an employer-employee relationship. Corollarily, we have also this concept in labor law that play along with this employer-employee relationship. This is the legitimate job contracting and labor-only contracting. In legitimate labor contracting, it is an arrangement whereby a principal agrees to farm out a job or work to a contractor. The performance and the completion of a specific job or work within a specific or predetermined period, regardless of whether or not it is to be done. It is to be done within the principal's premises. That is the legitimate job contracting. Along with these labor job contracting and employer-employee relationship, we have also this concept under labor law, the labor-only contracting. Now, the difference between these two, legitimate job labor and labor-only contracting, is that in legitimate job labor contracting, the contractor has a substantial capital, such as machineries, equipments, tools, and among others. While in labor-only contracting, it does not have a substantial capital as to machineries, equipment, and tools. As to its validity, the legitimate job contracting is permitted by law and it is allowed, while in labor-only contracting, it is not allowed. It is actually prohibited by law. It is discouraged. As to its employer, to your employer, in legitimate job labor, the principal is considered the indirect employer. In labor-only contracting, the principal is considered the employer. Okay, of the workers. As to the existence of employer-employee relationship in job contracting, the law creates an employer-employee relationship for a limited purpose. For example, to ensure that the employees are paid of their wages, in conformity or in compliance with the labor standards. While in labor-only contracting, the statute creates an employer-employee relationship for a comprehensive purpose. That is to make sure that there is no circumvention of our labor laws. As to the liability of the principal, in legitimate job contracting, the principal becomes solidarily liable with the contractor in the event the latter fails to pay the employee's wages and for violation of labor standard laws. The liability, however, does not extend to the payment of back wages or separation pay of employees who are illegally dismissed. As to the labor-only contracting, the principal becomes solidarily liable with the contractor not only for the unpaid wages, but also for all the rightful claims of the employees under the labor code and ancillary laws. So that's the difference between the legitimate job contracting and labor-only contracting in relation to the fourfold test to determine the existence of an employer-employee relationship. Now, let's answer the question posted na who is the employer of a guard? Is it the entity or establishment where he or she is posted, nag-duty? Okay. You ask yourselves if is the selection and engagement, who made the selection and engagement? Of course, it is the private security agency. Now, who pays the wages? Okay, in practice, it is the private security agencies. The power of dismissal will lodge also to the private security agencies. Employee's power to control the employee on the means and methods by which the work is accomplished is also lodged to the private security agencies. Okay? That's why we have these inspector in security agencies. Meron silang tinatawag na roving inspector. Yan, nag-i-inspect yan sa mga guard on duties. Okay? To make sure or that is in accord with their power to the agency's power to control the employee. On the payment of wages, the establishment or the entity pays the security agency for that contract, for the deployment of securities. They have this service, contract of service. Now, ito namang security agency, sila naman ang magpapasweldo sa mga guards. So, it is clear to say that the employer of the security guards is the private security agencies. Please also take note that it is in a form of labor-only contract. Labor only. As I said a while ago that it is discouraged or prohibited by law, there are some instances or entities wherein labor-only contracting is allowed or exempt from the prohibition of labor-only contracting. The list are enumerative, the business process outsourcing, knowledge process outsourcing, IT infrastructure outsourcing, legal process outsourcing, hardware and or software support, application development, medical transcription, back office operation support, animation services, construction industry. Construction industry, ito yung diniscuss natin case ni Alba versus Espinosa. And the last, private security agencies, and other contractual relationships. This enumeration is an exemption to the prohibition on labor-only contracting under our labor law. So that's all for this video. Please don't forget to like, share this video, and of course subscribe to our YouTube channel for you to be updated to our next video. See you!